that has the pleasure and privilege to work out here for the Department of Conservation. Now, to ask those of you that hear me, please move in closer. There is still more space. And the Department of Conservation works very closely with the supporters of Tiritiri, and without them, this island would not be the amazing place it is for you to visit today. Today they will be your guides. They'll also be running the shop in the visitor centre, but they have put hundreds of thousands of hours into this island, and they've also raised most of the money for things that have happened out here as well. I would also like to thank Fuller's 360. They bring our guides and volunteers out here free of charge, so that means all that energy and the money from the guided walks can come straight back to supporting projects here on the island. I also wish to thank Dilma, Nestle and Chelsea Sugar. Now they'll supply you with tea and coffee up at the visitor centre, but Chelsea Sugar also supply all the sugar for our supplementary Tiritiri feeders. These are dotted around the island. If you do spot one, recommend you spend a little bit of time there. They are very busy spots on the island with all sorts of things coming and going, so well worth your time. Now, Tiritiri is mammalian predator free, and we really want to keep it that way because it means it's a haven for our native wildlife. So today, when you're getting anything in or out of your bags, if something unexpected pops out, I do need you to come and let me know as soon as possible so we can put steps in place to deal with it. We are talking about things like rats and mice, but also we're very concerned about the plague skink and the Argentine ant. So you may think it's very unlikely that these could be in your bags, but it will definitely happen a lot easier than people think. So a mouse can squeeze through a hole the diameter of my little finger, a rat can squeeze through a hole the diameter of my thumb, so your zip only needs to be open this far for a rat to get in your bag. And you can imagine how small the hole is for ants. So whilst you're here today, do ask that you please respect the island and all the wildlife that live here. We are visitors in their homes. A few very simple things you can do. Firstly, please stay on the tracks. A lot of our wildlife spend a large portion, if not all of their life, on the ground. So even stepping this far off the track, you could be standing on them, or at least on their homes. I also ask that you please do not feed the wildlife out here. There is plenty of natural food for them on the island, and they're not made to consume human food. Some of the things we eat can make them very ill. After you've had lunch, please pay particular attention to the ground around you to make sure you haven't dropped anything that they could later come by and clean up. I also ask that you please don't use imitation or playback calls whilst you're here on the island. It is foreign to the birds out here, and you're more likely to distress the bird than you are to improve your visitor experience. So very little of any benefit for you, and it's not great for the birds. The birds are generally close enough anyway that you don't need any other means. Do ask that you please take only photos and memories, and please leave only footprints. So that means everything that you've brought with you today, please take off with you. We don't have rubbish bins here on the island. It is very difficult to get rid of rubbish from an island. There are small rubbish bins on board the boat, so you can pop your lunch rubbish in there when you're heading off this afternoon. But everything that is here is kind of what makes this place special, so please leave it here for everybody to enjoy. If you do wish to take a souvenir off the island, there is a small shop up at the visitor centre that has an amazing array of stuff, and all proceeds from that shop come straight back to supporting the island as well. If we do have any smokers amongst the group, there are only two places that you're allowed to light up on the island. One of them is the concrete pad we're standing on here. The other one is the gravel area at the back of the visitor centre. Please nowhere else on the island, and please be considerate of people around you as well. And cigarette butts are also rubbish, so please take them out with you when you head off too. Do ask you to take care when you're wandering around the island. There's tree roots and rocks to slip over on. Some of the tracks are a little bit slippery in places. It is winter, some of the tracks are a little bit muddy in places. But also, if you're looking up in the trees at the birds, it's very easy to step off the back or the side of a boardwalk. And I would love you all back here at the end of the day without injury. On that note, the most important thing you need to know is that the ferry will be back and we'll be departing at 3:30 this afternoon. That is 3:30 on the dot. So ask that you're back here about 3:10 in order to board at about quarter past 3, so the ferry can leave on time. If you happen to miss the ferry, it will become a very expensive experience for you. Just so you've got a little bit of an incentive to get a water taxi from here just back to Gulf Harbour. It costs about $480. If you've got a little bit more money to throw in, you could get in a helicopter, but otherwise it's a very long and unadvisable swim. So back here for boarding at 3:15.
Charles on the right, Graham in the middle. And then I have to get your name again. I think it's at the beginning of the video.
Emma, yeah.
Thank you, Emma. We are now in the weather station next to the Tiritiri Island Lighthouse, and we're now attempting to make the window slide again in order to get an air through. Charles is going to test his new TAC 7000 HDS portable antenna, and they will install it in a minute.
Yeah, when we can't put it back.
Here's Graham and Charles.
Yeah.
Setting up the antenna, name of which I've already forgotten.
Look at the cable. I know. Don't talk to me about the losses on that cable. You go that side. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go to the middle first.
Right. Graham and Charles are attaching the ropes to the top of the mast. Since this is just the beginning of the Lighthouse weekend, I am not going to spend hours showing you how Charles and Graham are putting up this 20, 30, 40, 80 meters portable antenna.
No, we don't. You hold this quickly for me.
Yeah.
I'll go and put pegs out. I thought we could tie it to the fence, but we're not going to do that to the fence. And we can then have this tied to the tap or the pole over there.
There's a ballad up there at the top. And there's Graham holding it.
So you know the weather we're dealing with, and yeah, it's pretty bad, I'll tell you. So I don't know how long it's yeah, so I've done this for 10 years in a row, and this will be the worst day yet. Here's the time, brother. He just tried to see it. Yeah, and it was just let him spend a lot of time at Wellington, and in fact we were there 3 days after he went down, so
Good afternoon. This is ZL1 Alpha Bravo Lighthouse on Tiritiri Island, and I believe we have Penkara. The operator this side is ZL1 Charlie November Bravo. Charles is the first name. A very good afternoon to you, and thanks for letting us in. Didn't get your call sign,
as well.
but it's a pleasure to get hold of you. Back to you at Penkara. This is ZL1 Alpha Bravo.
You probably heard me telling Trevor is the worst I've ever experienced. It is windy, the rain is just pouring in, and we had a little sort of shelter, gazebo type shelter that could possibly take off at any time. The number is NZ0012. NZ0012, that's Charles. So you're pretty good signal, 5 and 5, 5 and 5, over.
ZL2 X-ray, this is ZL1 Alpha Bravo, and a jolly good afternoon to you, Stephen. So you've got a 5 and 6, or even a 5 and 7 at times signal report here into the Hauraki Gulf. We have a mild overcast day with a very smooth sea, and so far so good. A very pleasant day for us. We have a magnificent view. We've been kindly given, the dock and maritime authorities on the island have given us use of their observation tower, and so we've got a little Soto aerial that's been rigged for 40, 80 and 20 meter bands, and obviously we're operating on the 40 meter band, and we are using a little Yaesu 857, and very pleased. You are our first contact, so I'll have to give you contact number 001, and I will have to figure out what we're going to do with QSL cards. Anyway, that's our little bit of news, Stephen. Back to you at Penkara, ZL2 X-ray. This is ZL1 Alpha Bravo, operated by ZL1 CNB.
Excellent, Charles. I'm glad to be your first contact, and getting another lighthouse as well is good. Could you give me the lighthouse number for where you are, over?
If you stand by a bit, I'm going to have to look it up on the internet. We've only just set up, so we haven't even got our act together, but I'll have a quick look on the internet and I'll give you a shout in a few minutes.
So here is the lighthouse and the weather station, and the thin pole that you see go up past the door at the bottom of the weather station, that is the antenna that's being used at the moment.
ZL4AU, this is ZL1AB in Tiritiri Island on the Lighthouse weekend. So your operator this side is Charles, ZL1 CNB, and very pleased to make your acquaintance. Thanks for coming back to us from Invercargill. If you come back with your first name, it'd be much appreciated. ZL4AU, this is ZL1 CNB, or AB I mean.
Okay, mate. This currently cannot pick up your call sign. You're loud and clear, but cannot pick it up. The TMB or TNB or AB? Which of the three, over?
The operator is Charles, Charlie Hotel Alpha Romeo Lima Echo Sierra, and we're operating a club station, Zulu Lima 1 Alpha Bravo, but that's not my own call sign. That's the North Shore Amateur Radio Club call sign, and our event call sign for the Lighthouse weekend on Tiritiri Island.
Excellent, thank you very much, Doral. Then on 1 Alpha Bravo 4AU returning, and the name is Rolly. Yeah, here, we're in Chicago, and yeah, it's pretty good. You get through loud and clear, actually, and not a bad kind of day today. Incidentally, ZL1AB in Lighthouse 4AU Chicago.
ZL4AU, this is ZL1AB Lighthouse, and pleased to make your acquaintance, Roddy. And so we've just set ourselves up in this station on Tiritiri Island in the Hauraki Gulf. I don't know if you know Tiritiri Island. It's a nature reserve, and the Maritime New Zealand and DOC have very kindly given us permission to operate from their lookout tower next to the lighthouse. So we've settled in for a good 24-hour workup from this position. So back to you, Roddy. ZL4AU. This is ZL1AB Lighthouse.
Coral, down on 180B, Lighthouse, ZL4AU returning down here. Pretty cool. And I hope you're going to enjoy it and clock up quite a few contacts. But I just switched to the radio one actually not long ago. Who's coming through, so I thought I'd better answer you. And put a few more call lines in my additional logging system here. I'm actually operating from my garage. I've got DMR and all of this set up here too, by the way, and I've got a full HF station in front of the house. That's set up for all. Anyway, I'll leave you to it and I'll carry on a little bit. I was going to settle down very shortly, but we'll wait and see on that one. ZL1AD, Lighthouse, 4AU, 30 of it.
ZL4AU, this is ZL1AB Lighthouse. So thanks for that, Roddy. We've actually had a DMR here, so if you're willing to give that a whirl, very happily switch on. I've got one of the handheld rigs and actually a mobile station. So I would love to know if we actually get the signal through, so that would be quite a fun experiment. So if you're able to do DMR, I'd happily switch over. ZL4AU, this is ZL1AB Lighthouse.
Come up on talk group 530, 530. Come up on that one. I'll give you a shout on that one, over.
So technically, I'm not too sure which talk group that is. So I've got ZL, so I'm assuming that's the standard ZL, or is it the ZR group, talk group?
Well, yes, it is. It's actually listed ZL, but it's got 530, CG 530. Switch over to that one if you can, and listen out for it, please, over.
All right, shall do. I'm operating now on DMR. I'll give you a shout. VK3, I think it was Bravo Oscar. This is ZL1AB Lighthouse, and a jolly good day to you, Tom. And you've got Charles operating a club station from Tiritiri Lighthouse in the Hauraki Gulf, just northeast of Auckland. And you've got a lovely, clear, readable signal, 5 and 5 easy. VK3, I think it was Bravo Oscar. This is ZL1AB Lighthouse.
Yeah, okay, Charles. ZL1AB Lighthouse. This is VK3 Echo Oscar. VK3 Echo Ocean. The last word is obviously Oscar. VK3 Echo Ocean. So yeah, and okay, on the Lighthouse operations.
VK3EO, this is ZL1AB Lighthouse, and thank you for Tom for the contact. And actually it's overcast, it's a bit cold, it hasn't rained yet, but it looks like it's imminent, and we've got a light northwesterly breeze at the moment, but it is scheduled to rain, and it's pretty cold here in New Zealand at the moment. We've not managed to contact more than another 2 lighthouses, both of them in New Zealand, down in Wellington area, and so we haven't been too lucky with contacting the other lighthouses, but we're very excited to be running a club station on an island, so that's pretty cool, and we're having a bit of fun with our homemade antennas. For the record, we're just running a simple dipole on a stick, about 20 feet up in the air, using some tent pegs to peg it out, and we're running a little Yaesu 857 and putting out about 50 watts. VK3EO, This is ZL1 AB Lighthouse.
Yeah, okay, very good, Charles. This is ZL1 AB Lighthouse. No problem with copy you, Charles. So, yeah, no problem. Nice to operate from the island. Well, enjoy yourself. Have a good time there. Have you make a few more contacts.
Right, VK3EO. This is ZL1AB. Just here, Tom, and for the record, the lighthouse number is NZ0021. That's November Zulu 0021 is our lighthouse number. Thank you very much, 73s, thank you for letting us in. Hope you have a good afternoon, man. VK3EO, this is ZL1AB Lighthouse signing and closing.
Apart from the site of the lighthouse, Tiritiri is a nature reserve. These are takahis. They are extinct in many parts of New Zealand. Here on Tiritiri, they are almost tame.
ZL1AB, which is our lighthouse at Tiritiri. So very pleased to make your acquaintance. And I didn't get your first name. You did get my first name, so that's pretty good. So if you can come back and just let me know your first name and a little bit about your station. This is ZL1AB with ZL6CC.
ZL6CC. Returning to ZL1AB. Yeah, sorry, Charles, we've got what sounds like a countryside signal right on, and boy, you're really loud. I've got a bit of difficulty copying you here, but thank you very much for the call. Appreciate that. We'll carry on with Steve here. So all of this, we're you on another band. ZL 1 Alpha Bravo. ZL 6 Charlie Charlie time. Bye for now.
Before you go, can I have your first name, please? First name.
Sorry, Phil. Bravo India Lima Lima. Over.
Great, Phil. To make your acquaintance, I'm going to give you a 5.9 plus on that. Just a magnificent signal here up into Auckland. So dead chuffed to make your acquaintance, and good to have Cape Campbell on our record. So that's very cool. So we appreciate that. Okay, 73 Stubble. This is ZL1AB Lighthouse with ZL6CC Lighthouse. Cheers.
Roger, Roger, Charles. Thanks very much. Bye for now.
The windows at the right are part of the building where we set up our radios. In 2007 it was still called the weather station. Now it's got a different name. And Graham just rang me, he's in the kitchen, to say that the lights rotating up on the lighthouse itself were quite spooky. Could I take a video of it? So I shut up and let you watch that one for a while.
ZL1GIT, ZL1AB, yes. I'm about 10 metres from the Lighthouse Tower, and we're watching the light go around in the overcast conditions in the sky at the moment. Over.
Oh, well done for getting out there, and we had hoped to do a Lighthouse again this year too, but unfortunately things haven't come together, and it's probably worked out just as well. So Angus has come down quite sick, so just as well as we towards the Lighthouse. CR1AB, CR1GIT.
Our Lighthouse number is NZ0021, over.
Yep, thanks very much for that. I'll go clear now, so other people can get in contact with you too. ZL1AB, ZL1 Golf India Tango, going clear.
Yep, I'll put that one in the log. I've been trying to make you out on HF, but propagation gods have not smiled on me today, so I'll take it on national system and put that one in the log. So that's my second lighthouse for the day, so not a good start. ZL1AB, ZL1NUX, that I'll make it 2033, QSL.
Okay, I'll log that one, 2033. Our lighthouse number is NZ0021, over.
Roger, QSL 0021. Thanks for the contact. Trust you have a pleasant evening, and may the propagation god smile on you before it's over. ZL1NUX, clear with ZL1AB, and listening to national system.
Yeah. ZL1NUX, thanks for the contact. Yes, it's a great evening. We have some amazing people sharing the facilities out here with us, and I think they're going out bird or kiwi spotting for the rest of the night in the slight drizzle with all their flashlights covered in red cellophane. So we'll no doubt hear about that when we get back. So ZL1 is now clear and listening for lighthouse contacts on the national system.
Contact with your Lighthouse.
You will be here till tomorrow morning, so whenever you're ready, that'll be great.
ZL1AB Lighthouse.
I'll log it now if you like.
Okay, our lighthouse number is NZ
ZL1AB Lighthouse.
021, over. Catch your name. I've got your call sign ZL1IDY. I didn't catch your name. Sorry. Over.
The call sign is actually Romeo Delta Yankee. So, and my name is Timothy.
Thanks for clarifying that, Timothy. Have a great evening, and we'll listen for other calls. Thanks for your call. ZL1AB Lighthouse on the national system. Many calls were on Tiritiri, Martini and the Auckland Gulf. Over.
ZL1 in the Delta Papa for the Lighthouse.
ZL1 Delta Papa. Over. ZL1 Lima Delta Papa. Over.
Yeah, correct. I'd like to be in your log for your Lighthouse activation. Over.
Yeah, send a small donation to ZL1AB. Over.
Roger.
Our lighthouse number is NZ0021. Over.
To the base. Can you repeat your name and that call again, please?
Yes, our call is Zulu Lima 1 Alpha Bravo, which is the North Shore Radio Club. Our lighthouse number is NZ0021. Over.
Roger, my friend. Thank you for that. And what was your name?
Yeah, this is Graham, ZL1GMB.
Roger, Graham. Thank you very much. Lance is the operator. Cheers.
ZL1AB on Tiritiri Island for Lighthouse Weekend. Over.
Roger. And a bit about your gear. What are you running? A long wire, vertical, or what's your gear set up there, Graham?
Yeah, I've got a dual band fiberglass whip tied to the side of the building. We've got a 20-metre dipole, a 40-80 offset dipole, and one of the very lightweight SOTA aerial assemblies, 40-80 adjustable. Over.
Oh, good work, good work. All right, nice to make the contact in your log. 73, have a good evening.
You too, North Shore, ZL1AB, clear and listening for calls on the national system for Lighthouse Weekend. ZL1AB, listen. ZL1 Golf Tango Bravo, ZL1 Alpha Bravo. Over.
Yes, and I'll Alpha Bravo, and I'll see Golf Tango Bravo. Did you manage to hear that okay? It was a very, very low down copy for me, but I did, it sounded like you guys could hear me up there. I wasn't 100% certain, but hopefully it'll count with the contact here as well.
Oh, you've got a good contact, so you can certainly log it. You've got our station call sign NZ0021. Over. ZL1 Golf Tango Bravo, ZL1 Alpha Bravo. Over.
Yeah, copy, Graham.
Did you get our station details, ZL1AB? Over.
No, I think I got ZL1 Alpha Delta. Was that the station call back to you?
This is a club station. Our call sign is ZL1 Alpha Bravo. Over.
Well, got that, Graham. I could hear someone on 7180. So I was just wondering if the station got me logged here before, and if they were able to hear me from down here, because I wasn't very strong, but I was running 300 watts down here, Graham, and ZL1 Alpha Bravo, ZL2 Golf Tango Bravo.
ZL2 Golf Tango Bravo. Yes, your call came through. I heard it from the other side of the room. Over.
Oh, crikey. Oh, that's good. Well, yes, that's good. That's a long. Like I said, I could hear the station, you know, because here I'm putting out the call sign and acknowledging me here, but there was very low down here, so my apologies for that.
Oh, not a problem. You don't have to apologise. It is what it is. And if we can get through, that's great. If we struggle, then that's what we do to make it. Anyway, have a great evening. And Z1AD is listening for calls on the national system for Lighthouse weekend from Tiritiri Martin. Over.
Tiritiri, oh well, it's a contact block by being so that's okay, Tiritiri.
Now,
So this is the activity on FT8, and you'll see that with each 15-second changeover, we're getting nearly 15-20 stations at a time. Really profound activity. Lots of JA, JG, VK stations, Whiskey Alpha 5, so lots of stations coming through. Huge amount of activity, but not my favourite mode.
Is there any
thank you, Charles.
Australian